from Tabor Hemming. I am a professional trail runner. I am also a 5th generation cowgirl / cattle rancher. I am married to Eli, and so I am Eli's wife. And I would say a highlight of my career is I was the 2022 U.S. Mountain Running Champ. Yes, I think growing up on 5th generation cattle farm, how it's helped me transition and be mentally resilient is being a problem solver. Like, I think in races, there's a lot of things that can go wrong and that can easily be derailing, but that is literally a life on a ranch, is you problem solve every single day and you can't get frustrated with it. And so I think that's carried over into my running and racing, is you just take the small things in stride and you just go with it and work with what you got. How I realized the trails were my home as opposed to the track is I looked at all the things that the track encompassed, and it's a lot of monotony. There's not a lot of creativity there. It's more so not about the fittest person necessarily on the track, but almost the most tactically gifted or smart racer. And after a while, that was almost frustrating, that you could work really hard and it could just be the loss of one move in the race that you could lose it all and not be on that podium. And so I think seeing the trails as a outlet of creativity for me is what helped me move that way and kind of put the track behind. Yeah, so I did experience in college REDs for sure, and that was mainly just not understanding the demands that your body is going through, but also not understanding that everyone is built differently and everyone fuels differently. And so moving into this area of my life, I've realized just how important the nutrition aspect is of it, and especially within run fueling. I think in college, it wasn't really talked about that you should fuel during a long run. It was roll out of bed, run the long run, spend 2 hours by the time you actually get brunch. And so now it's very much making sure to get the fueling in during, and sharing that with our athletes that we work with, is running should always be accompanied by good fueling. And we even heard this really good quote one time that was, eat enough always, eat too little never, and eat more than enough sometimes. And so we try and really stand by that, and I think that's what's helped us not get overtrained, but also not put myself back into an energy deficient state. Yeah, so to be able to compete at such a high level on the trails and be as fast as I have been able to be, thankfully, there's not one week that looks the same. I wish I could say that there was a certain mileage or a certain vertical gain that you could get per week, but it's always different because the races are always changing. And for us, we really try and train to the specifics of a race. But something that I always have in there, and that we've learned that I need to have in there to be successful, is honestly the lever. I need that speed without the heavy pounding demanding, because I can put a lot of force through the ground. And so that's just one of the staples that's in there, and also just like keeping a lot of easy aerobic volume. I feel like being married to the person that's into physiology and being more somebody who goes and does things by feel, I think it's just helping look at the bigger picture of life. Like, stress is stress, and just because maybe the workout didn't seem stressful, what else do we have going on? Like, we have other occupations, we have other life demands, and so sometimes it's pointing that out and being like, hey, we drove 7 hours yesterday. Maybe we don't need to be doing a hard workout. Maybe a rest day is a good thing. And I typically win the argument. I'm very convincing. Persuasive. Maybe that's what it is. Persuasive. In the Golden Trail Mont Blanc Marathon, I honestly was not having a strong finish in my opinion. But it goes back to the mental strategies that Eli and I use. Is it's not over till it's over, and a lot can happen in the final kilometers of a trail race, and so just never give up on yourself. And so I remembered that during the race, and so pushing to the finish no matter what was ahead or what was behind, and yeah, that's what helped. When I've decided I finally belong at the front, I still don't think I belong at the front, but I think for me that's almost a good thing. It helps me dream and work hard and not become complacent or rely on what I've done in the past or the training that I've done in the past. I'm always looking forward, and sometimes that's a really good thing. Sometimes that's a really bad thing because I'm not living in the moment of the successes that I've had. But yeah, I don't think I'm there yet, and I want to get up there. Yeah, so I think women in sport across all channels, it's just being more outspoken. I think it's very easy to sit back and do what you're told and hope that someone else changes what's occurring, even though it impacts you. You might be quiet. I wouldn't say that I've been great about globally moving the needle in any one direction, but I've been good about self-advocating with the sponsors that I do have, and a lot has been changing. Adidas has a really great thing that they have equal pay, equal play for female athletes, and so that's already a huge change that's occurring. Also, with everybody, especially in trail running, pregnancy deferrals is becoming a huge topic, and we're seeing that being accepted. Contracts not ending because you have a pregnancy. And so, yeah, I think it's just women's sports are being viewed, and so also women need to be brave enough to ask for what men are receiving. Yeah, so I do coach a lot of women through Art Monsters, through all age ranges and ability levels. And one of the biggest things that I debunk for them is not train by your menstrual cycle. You can take note of it, but you shouldn't dictate training around it, because no matter what day it comes on the race day, you're still gonna race. And my biggest non-negotiable for all women is they always need to be fueling training. No fasting, no underfueling, because if you don't fuel the work that you're doing, you can't adapt to the work you're doing. The hardest ranch day during a big training week is definitely shipping. And so you gather all the cows, you have to sort the big cows from the calves, you have to separate your calves that you want to keep from the calves that you're going to sell. You have to separate your cows that didn't get pregnant from the cows that did get pregnant, and then you have to weigh them and ship them off. And so it just makes for a long day. You ran early in the morning, you're gonna probably run in the afternoon. So yeah, it just makes for a long day, but that's okay. We don't have to do it very often. Eli and I both try and be very authentic online, because there's so much in the world that you look at and you think someone has a perfect life. And at the end of the day, no one has a perfect life. And so I don't think you don't need another example of I have it all together. And so showing people, like, when you do have hard times, you lean on your faith, you lean on your spouse, you lean on your family. And I think not doing a misconception that you don't go through hard times, because everyone does, and we all figure it out. And if it's not figured out, it's not the end.